So I've been on the Necro for a little bit now, and the new essences just came out, and I'm actually finally able to unlock the majority of them. And when I say the majority, enough to make a pretty sick new farm build for the Necro. Let's get straight to it. Now, like I said, I've been on the Necro for a little bit. I've been farming essences, and this new build that I'm gonna show you guys is so easy to use, which is always my sort of go-to when it comes to farming. It does take like a couple of seconds to ramp up, but then once you get going, you literally just don't stop. Like you just smash your buttons and you just zippity doo dah around. Now, I don't know why I don't have any corpses there. That's the only bad thing, is like if you do not generate corpses, it's a problem. So you want to make sure that you're killing and then generating corpses and then continuing all about your day. Now, good thing is that we are generating corpses both by killing things, as well as, I'll go back and get that, don't worry, as well as just using our spinning scythe that you see cycling me. So as I kill things, I generate corpses, and then the scythe itself also generates corpses. I'm getting a slight movement speed from our Wraith Walk, and then I'm also actually getting a slight, because of what we're utilizing, also getting a slight movement speed buff from my bone armor. So it's a pretty straightforward build. There are some other essences that I have not unlocked yet. I'm not saying that they're better or worse, but all in all, like, this is arguably my new favorite farming build. It's pretty engaging, but it doesn't require a lot of thought. Like, you're basically just spamming your attacks on cooldown, except for in the beginning, like I said, where you really want to make sure you're generating corpses and keep your spinning blades of doom, also known as like the Beyblade build, if you will. Maybe that's the title of this video, or do not many people know about Beyblades? Like, I don't know. Let me know in the comment section if you guys know about Beyblades. But yeah, you basically just keep spinning things around you, and then you just win. You can get 100% uptime on literally everything, which is awesome. And again, you are getting a little bit... Oh, I said 100% uptime as I messed it up. Oh, Wamposaurus Rex. So I must have missed it. So you do, like I said, you want to kill, and then as you move on to the next pack, make sure that you are combining your corpses into keeping your Beyblade going, like so. And then just basically continue as such. So kill all the things and then eat them up. I think I did that one a little early. Eat up the corpses. Give me. But yeah, I could easily do this mindlessly for a while, and it's actually a pretty fun build. It's not like an AFK build by any means, like what China has, but that's a video for a different time. But it is a pretty fun build, and I like it a lot. So let's go ahead and kill this elite, and then we'll go look at the build as a whole. So let's go ahead and teleport to a near safe zone. Again, we'll talk about the set gear. Obviously, for the Paragon tree, I'm farming, so I'm using Treasure Hunter. Now, for the set gear itself, this did take me a while to farm, and we'll go ahead and talk about what I'm utilizing. So I'm utilizing Medic's Sheath, and what it does is when Corpse Lance attacks an enemy, it has a 10% chance to generate a corpse. So because Corpse Lance is just spinning around us and constantly hitting people, I actually really like this head because it has a 10% chance, and while that's a low percent chance, because it's hitting so many people at the same time, you're basically always getting that 10% chance, 10% chance, 10% chance of generating additional corpses. And like I said, the only weakness in this is if you're not generating corpses. Reason being, if you go over to the chest, we're using Unfilled Grave, which is bone armor now consumes nearby corpses, increasing the damage you deal and reducing the damage you take for each corpse consumed. Bone armor cooldown reduced. For the shoulders, we're using Spald, which is bone armor increases movement speed by 30% when active. So that's a little bit bonus to the movement speed we're getting. For the pants, we're using Bleak Augury, which is one of the new ones, which is Wraith form now increases your movement speed, allowing you to move unhinged through enemies and generates corpses when passing through them. So again, as I just exist and walk, I'm generating corpses. Now, because this is a different style of Wraith form, I'm still able to use all of my skills. So you actually notice I didn't actually turn into a Wraith. It just allowed me to move unhinged and generate corpses. Talking about generating corpses, we have the new main hand, Defiling Swarm, which is Grim Scythe now conjures a whirling scythe that orbits you, damaging enemies and generates corpses. So we're just generating corpses out the wazoo. Again, scythe damage increased by 18%. The off main hand number 2, I'm using Stroke of Midnight, which is Wraith form cooldown is reduced by 0.5 seconds for each time you hit. You are hit. You could change this one to the other one that like shoots out the little flary whatever things that does a little bit more damage. In fact, I might do that, but I don't know. I'm also going to use this build for Trials of the Horde because I want to try that out. maybe a video for a different time. Departed Appetite is the one that I'm utilizing. This is the true spin and win part of this build. So Corpse Lance now consumes nearby corpses to create a vortex of bones surrounding you that damages enemies. Corpse Lance damage increased by 18%. Last but not least, I'm using, this is just whatever, Soulfire now has a 25% chance to explode on hit. That's just because if I do hit an elite where I just can't kill it right away, I just utilize my primary attacks, and that way it's still viable. So that's it for the build, guys. If you're curious what set gear I'm using, I haven't really farmed all of the different gear. I'm using a 2-piece Vithus. You could, no, I'd keep a 2-piece Vithus. I'm using a 4-piece Mount Banks because I don't really have enough set gear right now to not be using my PvP gear, and I did prioritize PvP gear first. And then I'm using a 2-piece Banquet. I would use a 2-piece Banquet. No, I wouldn't actually. So I would actually use a 2-piece Vithus and then a 6-piece Angments, believe it or not. I think that would give you the most damage in this build. And then if you wanted to, you could change the head to the one that adds a bleed to your Corpse Lance, and that could be a pretty good build as well. And then maybe at that point you do a 2-piece Banquet since you have that continuous damage on them. But either way, stretch. I really like this build. I think it's super fun to utilize. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. I'm just super hyped to have basically farmed enough of my essences to actually have a real build again on my Necro, because I've been sort of using a makeshift one, and you guys have been asking for my builds in all of my YouTube videos actually, where I've been using the Necro, and it's been a makeshift build, and I'm flattered that you were interested in it, but now it's actually a real build and I can provide it to you. So this is the build. Let me know what you think of the comment section below, guys. Until next time, I hope to see you in a video soon.